Visiting Pittsburg in the near future? The Comfort Inn of Pittsburg is the place for you. Comfort Inn offers friendly customer service and a cozy, welcoming room. Wake up to a hot complimentary breakfast every morning, enjoy the indoor pool area year-round, and keep in touch with your friends and family with the high-speed internet. When staying at the Comfort Inn, you can feel at ease knowing your satisfaction is the most important thing.
Coach Beck, Jim Henry from the Globe. Who will be your starting quarterback this week?
Thomas LePage.
And who's number 2?
Grayson Temple.
How is, obviously Thomas goes for better performance out of him with an extra week's preparation. How has practice gone for Thomas?
Practice has been good. Thomas had a good week of practice last week, had a good day on Tuesday, and there was, obviously he would like to play a little better than he did last week, but Thomas was the least of our problems. I mean, he's going to be fine. We've got to protect him better and give him an opportunity to be successful. We really did do that last week.
Can you give us an update on John? Is he done for the year?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're talking about Thomas there a little bit. Did you guys do anything different or special for him to help him move along?
No,
not really. No, we it's not like you can change your offense in the middle of the season. So just continue to do what we're doing and try to find ways to do it better.
Do the play calls change any within the quarterback?
No. That's what we're talking about. I just try to do the same things and do it better. Maybe cut down a little bit and cut down your packages a little bit. And I think you do that anytime you lose a game. You make sure that you're not doing too much. So just try to find a way to do things a little better and protecting better on the passing game.
Coach, there's no such thing as an easy opponent, but you got to feel confident coming up against a winless Gophers team.
Well, Kearney's, I told our football team, we've got to be hungry to go get a win, and I guarantee you Kearney will be extremely hungry to get a win. And something I said to our guys, this is different, a lot different than high school. In high school football, you face an 0-7 team, and you'll put a touchdown on the board. A lot of times the game's over. It's not the case in college. We're going against college athletes that know how to play the game. Very good linebackers on defense that make a ton of plays. Good linebackers are as good as anybody in the conference. So we've got a tough defense to go against, and offense, and our defense has their challenges with their offense as well. So there's no question we have to go find a way to earn this game.
Can you tell any difference in morale of the team after that second consecutive loss?
No, I think Tuesday was really good. We had a really good practice Tuesday. We talked to them about some of the difficulties that we've had and how things need to change and what we need to do better. And part of that's growing up and being more mature. But again, we've had good practices. We just got to do some things a lot better.
Now that you're a little bit more than halfway through the season, what types of things are you wanting to maybe work on or see more of here in the last few games?
Just being more efficient offensively. We were really efficient early on at times, but too inconsistent. We've got to do a better job on first down so that we can be better on third down. Defensively, it's kind of the same thing. It sounds like kind of an easy way out, but the bottom line is on defense, we play really good at times and then really bad at times. And when we're really good, like we were in the second half of the Northwest Missouri game, we play good, but we've been consistent at times, stop and run, and then all of a sudden we let people gas us a little bit. So got to be more consistent, and a lot of that comes with our front 6 guys making sure that they get us started off by defending the run first.
Has there been an emphasis on stopping the big plays? I know there was a string of games there, some big chunky yards getting picked up on a single play. Was there any emphasis on stopping that?
Yeah, you talk about that all the time. You talk about second short being a waist down, and you talk about all those types of things that you can with your team, but you've got to react. You can't be prepared for every single thing because you have no idea what they're going to come out with the next week. So you have to be able to react to those and then go make plays. Last week we reacted to reverse pass very well, but then we didn't make a play on it. So those are things that we just got to perform better when they pop up.
You were talking about not taking Kearney too lightly. What types of things are you looking at for this game, for them specifically?
Well, from them defensively, again, we've got to get the run game established offensively. And so, and we're going to do it against some really good linebackers and a defensive line that has had some good numbers at times. So that'll be the key matchup for us. And then defensively, we just can't let him get started. We can't give up a big play, and then we've got a tackler running back, and he's not easy to tackle. And try to get our defense off the field as soon as we can.
Hey, Bo, Eddie Lomchek with KKOW Radio. Just talk about the team after consecutive losses. How would you describe things around the team right now?
Spirits were a little down after last week, but that's to be expected. But we bounced back. We strung together 2 really good days of practice. We're fixed to hit a 3rd great day, and we're bouncing back and looking to beat Kearney.
For the offense, obviously last week wasn't great. As you look back, what were the problems you thought with the offense last week?
We weren't physical enough. We didn't win the line of scrimmage. They took it to us instead of us, taking it to them. That was probably the main thing. If you can't get a running game started, your offense will struggle.
Is there a difference with Thomas in there now that he's a guy under center? Does that change things for the offense at all?
No. I mean, it's the exact same game plan as when we had John in there, and he executed it to the best of his ability. And it doesn't help when, as an offensive line, we don't give him any holes to hit.
This will be a long trip and probably going to be a little different atmosphere. Maybe not a lot of people because they haven't won a game. Talk about dealing with a long trip and then maybe playing in a different atmosphere.
We've done it before. It's nothing really new to us. I mean, we obviously like the atmosphere here and at other places, but I mean, we'll treat it the exact same as any other game. And once the ball's snapped, we'll play.
What is your take on this Kearney defense, what you guys have looked at from them this week?
They're good defense. They've given up some rushing yards, and we're looking to expose that. We'd like to get the running game started early and open up the passing game.
John's clearly pretty versatile. What types of things does Thomas do well in the backfield there?
He can throw it. He can throw it really well. He's a little bit older than John. He's been in the system a little bit longer. He can make all the reads. He can make all the throws.
So you have a pretty good relationship with the wide receivers. They're pretty good communication between them.
Yes, absolutely. That's a big thing with quarterback and receivers is having that relationship, and they have it.
Hey, Dino, Eddie Lomchek with KKOW Radio. Can you talk about how things have been around the team this week after consecutive losses?
I feel like we've really kind of unified and been taking a very business-like approach with this type of situation going in. I mean, we would like and wish to be in different circumstances, but right now that's not a table of turn for us. We've had a lot of big injuries, big plays that have determined other situations and made the table go other ways versus the Gorillas, but we're not going to be down about it or pout. Everybody's been coming together as a unit. Seniors been very camaraderie, and the young guys have also, started to take a more important role as in following and also stepping up in situations where they're needed, such as like Quad, where Darian Taylor, those young guys stepping up doing big things. And I just think that we've been more of a unit right now than what we've been previously.
For you in your senior year to be 4-3, it's not where you want to be record-wise. What are you telling yourself about these final 4 games?
I just say don't take anyone for granted, because I've talked to a few old buddies, some alums as well. I'm still very close with guys like Devontae Bosby and Arias Heron. Those guys give me calls and guidance, and they just say, man, take it one day in the practice at a time, because when it's gone, it's gone. So I have to try to keep myself in good spirit, because it's hard being a part of a winning tradition and kind of coming up short as we did. But we still have a long journey to go, and the season isn't over. So I just keep trucking away and hoping and praying that my senior buddies, guys like Tay Irvin, Austin Daniels, just a few names to keep naming, and we just all keep chugging away and going.
How is the confidence level of the team going up against a winless Warriors team?
I think that we're really not paying attention to their record, because they have some pretty great athletes, honestly, and I can say great and mean that. They have a tremendous back, they have a good quarterback, they have some speedy guys at wide out, so we're taking it as another game. We have 2 consecutive losses, and they have, 6, 7, We're really trying not to pay attention to that type of stuff, because that's not really important. What's important is when the clock hits 0 in that 4th quarter that the Gorillas come away with this W this week. So,
how important is it to win your last 4 games?
Oh, it's very detrimental. I can say that because we still have a plan and an agenda to go as a program. It's not just about this last segment, but we're also building for the future and, you know, newcomers coming in. We have a big tradition here, and that's why I decided to come where I came. You know, the city of Pittsburg and this community has just been terrific to me. You know, they've embraced me as much as I've embraced them. You know, I have a bunch of great friends outside of, you know, the athletic department. Even though I met them through that, we have a nice, cordial relationship, and they look at me as a person. So, you know, we have a lot of character and tradition that we want to keep building, establishing, and let everybody know that, hey, when we're down and you try to kick us and point that finger, we're just going to turn it around and kick you right back and keep it going.
What types of things did Coach Beck and the staff tell you guys after that last loss?
You know, they told us it was going to hurt, which it does. It's something that we're not used to. It's pretty foreign when you go 4-3 around here. It's not, nobody settles for that. We want greatness and nothing less than that. Coach just really told us to keep trucking, and, you know, if the football guys love to grill us like we love them up there, then something might happen and we might be up in that big dance. But right now we're just focusing on one game at a time, one practice at a time, and trying to, you know, perfect our craft and get better.
The Holiday Inn Express of Pittsburg has flexible meeting spaces, complimentary internet access, a free hot breakfast bar in the morning, and an indoor pool that the whole family will enjoy. Come book a room at the newest hotel in Pittsburg, the Holiday Inn Express.